The feeling of not fully belonging to this time or these superficial patterns is not a mistake, but a sign of an old soul searching for meaning. Carl Jung believed that certain people carry a greater psychic density, a weight of wisdom that the collective unconscious tries to manifest through intense life experiences. You may have spent years wondering why your path seems steeper and why your pains seem to touch wounds that go beyond your own history. The universe doesn't send these challenges to break you, but to polish the rough stone of your personality until only the essence and purpose remain. This video crossed your path because your period of isolation and silent searching is about to gain a clarity that will change your perception of everything. Many women with old souls feel they have been placed in scenarios of great emotional pressure, facing draining relationships that have tested every ounce of their patience and self-respect. This process of emotional grinding is what Jung called the phase of blackness. This is the stage of darkness where everything false needs to be turned to dust. The universe removes from you the crutches of external approval and the comfort of illusions, so that you are forced to find your own inner and divine light. This is not a punishment, but a rigorous preparation for a mission that demands you be unwavering in the face of the storms of others' egos. The ancient soul needs to learn to distinguish between the noise of the world and the voice of its own inner master, in order to fulfill its destiny. The solitude you felt, even in company, was the sacred space the universe created so you could hear your own heartbeat without interference. Old souls often attract emotionally immature people because their natural light is like a beacon for those living in the darkness of lack of empathy and awareness. For a long time, you may have tried to save others, spending your vital energy in bottomless pits that never reciprocated your care and dedication. The universe allows these encounters so that you learn, once and for all, the sacred value of your boundaries and the importance of being your own guardian. Awakening happens the moment you realize that your healing is the absolute priority and that your purpose cannot be shared with those who do not honor it. Each toxic experience that marked your journey was, in fact, an advanced lesson about human nature and the shadows that inhabit the unconscious of those who refuse to evolve. You were trained in the school of resilience, developing a silent strength that now allows you to walk through terrains where others would retreat out of fear or lack of clarity. Jung stated that what does not become conscious returns in our lives as destiny, and you are now bringing to light each pattern of control that previously paralyzed you. This video is a reminder that your scars are the credentials of your spiritual authority and your ability to guide other souls who are still lost in the labyrinth. The reconstruction of your life is not just a desire, but a cosmic imperative that now demands your full attention and sincere dedication. You are being prepared for something your rational mind cannot yet fully conceive, but which your soul already recognizes as home. The purpose of a woman with an old soul is not merely to survive, but to become a channel of transformation for the world around her through her mere presence. Before bestowing this crown of consciousness upon you, the universe invites you to release the burdens of guilt and inadequacy that you have carried for too long and unjustly. Feel the vibration of these words and allow them to reorganize the inner chaos, transforming old pain into a new foundation of peace and self-respect. Awakening is a process of rebirth where the old version of you gives way to a sovereign woman, aware of her worth and ready to shine brightly. Individuation, Jung's central concept, is the process of becoming who you were truly born to be, integrating all parts of your psyche into a harmonious unity. For old souls, this process is often more intense because there are more layers of consciousness to be integrated and more shadows to be illuminated by inner truth. Before you receive your purpose, the universe places you before the mirror of the shadow, revealing the parts of you that have been wounded and need deep nurturing. This confrontation is not meant to frighten you, but to ensure that you no longer project your pain onto others and that you reclaim your personal power. If you feel this is the time to strengthen your awareness and self-respect, subscribe to the channel to follow this healing journey. The pattern of control exerted by people who have passed through your life served as a harsh teacher, instructing you to identify manipulation where others would see only affection. The universe allows you to experience the invasion of boundaries so that you develop the ability to protect your inner sanctuary with unwavering and firm elegance. An old soul cannot fulfill its purpose if it is still trapped in the need to please those who lack the capacity to see its depth. Every time you said no to a toxic situation, you were in fact saying yes to your own soul and your higher destiny. The clarity you possess today is the alchemical gold extracted from the lead of your most challenging and exhausting experiences. Many times you've felt exhausted from being the strong one in your family or group of friends, carrying burdens that didn't belong to your original pure essence. The universe removes these burdens from you through the closing of cycles that may seem painful but are liberating for your vital and creative energy. Old souls need to understand that their generosity must have a filter of wisdom, or they will dry up before reaching the oasis of their true purpose. The emotional cleansing process is necessary so that your inner chalice is empty of resentment and ready to be filled with the inspiration of the new. You are being prepared to be a beacon, and a beacon needs to be anchored in firm ground so that its light reaches those who truly need guidance. The awakening of the divine feminine within you is an essential part of this preparation, uniting your powerful intuition with the ability to act with assertiveness and absolute clarity. Jung saw in the balance between internal polarities the secret to a full life, imbued with a meaning that transcends the everyday and social expectations. You are learning that your self-worth is non-negotiable and that your peace is worth far more than maintaining appearances or empty relationships. The purpose that awaits you demands a woman who feels whole in her own company without depending on emotional crutches to validate her existence. Your journey of reconstruction is only beginning, and each step is a declaration of independence for your higher self. Feel the embrace of the universe in this moment and understand that every tear shed has been counted as an investment in your future wisdom and inner authority. You're not alone on this journey, for ancient souls are scattered throughout the world, connected by invisible threads of purpose and profound collective healing. What the universe does to you before giving you your purpose is to ensure that you are immune to the lies they tried to tell you about your identity. You are a precious jewel that has been cleansed by time and the waters of transformation, ready to reflect the light of truth to all. Keep your heart open, for the answers you have sought for so long are now closer than you imagine. The solitude of an old soul is not a lack of companionship, but a necessary distancing so that dialogue with the self can finally happen without interruptions. Jung believed that the self is the center of our totality, the divine compass that guides us through the chaos of ego projections and others' expectations. For women with old souls, the universe often imposes periods of social or emotional isolation so that they stop seeking answers outside and look into the inner abyss. It is in this silence that the voice of intuition gains volume, becoming an infallible guide for the decisions that will shape their new horizon of peace. What seemed like abandonment was, in fact, protection against distractions that could distance you from your true essence. Before your purpose manifests, you undergo a refinement of your perception, learning to read between the lines of human behavior with almost supernatural precision. You begin to perceive toxic patterns and emotional manipulation even before the first word is spoken, instinctively and wisely protecting your energy. This emotional radar was forged in the fire of draining relationships, now serving as a shield that guarantees the integrity of your mental peace. The universe gave you this keen vision so that you can be a conscious leader in your new cycle, capable of guiding others without losing your way. Your authority comes from direct experience with the shadows, which makes you a master in the art of walking towards the light. The final phase of this isolation is marked by a profound closure of a cycle with older versions of yourself that accepted crumbs of affection and respect. You discover that your own company is a feast of wisdom, and that solitude is the soil where creativity and purpose germinate with full force. The universe cleanses your social circle, removing those who do not vibrate at the same frequency of seeking consciousness and real, lasting transformation. Do not lament the departures, for they open space for the synchronized arrivals of souls who will walk with you on equal footing and with mutual respect. You are being attuned to the frequency of your destiny, and this requires a fine-tuning that only stillness can provide. Jung stated that no one becomes enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious through honest confrontation with one's own wounds and shadows. You have done this hard work, delving into the depths of your psyche to rescue the fragments of your self-worth that were stolen or forgotten. The universe now observes your readiness, checking if you can maintain your peace, even when the old voices of doubt try to whisper in your ears. Your reconstruction is an act of rebellion against a world that prefers people who are asleep and easily controlled or manipulated. You are an awakened woman, and your consciousness is the key that will open the doors to the purpose that awaits you. This encounter with the self is true rebirth, where you cease to be a victim of circumstances and become the mistress of your own narrative. The universe gives you your purpose only when it perceives that you will not use it to feed your ego, but to serve the evolution of the whole. Your humility, forged in pain, is what ensures that your light will not blind others, but will illuminate their path with gentleness and respect. Feel the strength that comes from your center and understand that the preparation period is coming to an end, giving way to the practical manifestation of your mission. You are a woman of ancient soul, and the world needs the wisdom you carry in every cell of your conscious being. The persona is the social mask we wear to be accepted, but for the old soul, this mask often becomes a suffocating and lifeless prison. Before delivering your purpose, the universe dismantles this persona, forcing you to confront your psychic nakedness and your deepest, most real vulnerability. You may have felt like you've lost your footing or that you no longer know who you are, but this is just the ego losing control over your sacred essence. This emptiness is necessary so that the new version of you, aligned with your divine purpose, can finally occupy the space that rightfully belongs to you. The breaking of the persona is the final act of liberation from all the expectations that others have placed on your shoulders. Many women with old souls have spent their lives trying to be the perfect daughter, the ideal partner, or the exemplary professional, forgetting to be themselves. The universe sends situations that shake these constructed identities, revealing that their true strength lies not in what they do for others, but in who they are. Every criticism or rejection they faced served to peel away the mask from their skin, allowing their soul to breathe the pure air of authenticity again. They are learning that the disapproval of those who live within toxic standards is, in fact, a complement to their integrity and spiritual awakening. Their emotional sovereignty is born from the moment they stop asking permission to be who their soul demands they be. Jung said that encountering the self requires sacrificing the security of the ego, plunging into the unknown to find the treasure hidden by the shadow. You had the courage to release the ropes that bound you to a past of emotional manipulation and empty promises that never nourished your heart. The universe honors this courage by clearing the fog from your mind and restoring your ability to see the beauty in simple and true things. Your purpose is hidden beneath the rubble of the persona, waiting for you to have the clarity to retrieve it with the hands of wisdom. You no longer need to pretend to be strong. Your true strength lies in your transparency and your unwavering connection with the divine. Reconstructing your feminine identity involves reclaiming your divine feminine, which is intuitive, nurturing, and at the same time fiercely protective of your peace. You discover that you don't need to be aggressive to be respected, because your presence now carries the weight of someone who has walked through fire and not been burned. The universe observes you with affection, seeing in you the readiness of someone who is no longer seduced by crumbs of attention or false glitter. The purpose that is approaching is a natural extension of your new consciousness, something that will flow from you with the naturalness of a river finding its way to the sea. Remain true to what you feel deep within your being, because your old soul never loses its way back home. The peace you feel now, even amidst uncertainty, is a sign that your persona has been replaced by the unwavering truth of your sovereign soul. You no longer seek applause, but the inner harmony that allows you to sleep with a clear conscience and a heart as light as a white feather. What the universe does with women like you is ensure that your purpose is built on the rock of self-respect and not on the quicksand of vanity. You are ready to be a channel of transformation, using your clarity to dispel confusion wherever you set foot. Your ancient soul journey is a testament to the fact that light always triumphs over darkness when we choose to walk with truth. Before manifesting the grand purpose that awaits you, the universe invites you to return home and heal your inner child, which has been shaken by early experiences. Jung stated that the archetype of the divine child is the source of all our creativity, hope, and capacity for emotional and spiritual regeneration. Old souls often had childhoods where they needed to mature too quickly to deal with the manipulative behavior or lack of empathy of authority figures. This healing is essential so that your purpose is not carried as a heavy burden of responsibility, but as a light expression of joy and love for life. On this journey of returning to yourself, I ask you, what part of your joy do you feel you are finally reclaiming today? The healing process requires you to validate the pain of that girl who felt alone in the world, assuring her that you are now her own guardian. The universe allows you to relive certain emotions so that they can finally be processed and transformed into fuel for your real and lasting growth. When you embrace your vulnerability, you disarm the patterns of control that previously tried to convince you that you needed to be perfect to be loved. The clarity that arises from this acceptance is what allows you to set boundaries gently, but with a firmness that no one dares to challenge anymore. You are learning that your self-worth was born with you and never depended on the approval of those who didn't know how to look at you with their hearts. The rediscovery of joy is the universe's green light for your purpose to begin manifesting practically and abundantly in your daily life. Old souls tend to be too serious because of the weight of their experiences, but purpose demands the sparkle in the eyes of those who have rediscovered the magic of being. The universe removes from you the need to carry the world on your shoulders, teaching you that you can only help others from your own overflowing joy. Your reconstruction is complete when you can laugh at your own flaws and walk with the lightness of someone who knows they are being guided by the divine. Joy is the frequency that magnetizes synchronicities and the right opportunities for your mission to flourish without excessive effort. Jung saw reconciliation with the past as the secret to a balanced psyche, capable of creating a future free from unconscious shackles and fears. You are clearing the basements of your soul, throwing away what no longer serves you, and opening the windows so that the sun of new consciousness illuminates every dark corner. The universe is preparing you to be a source of inspiration, and a source needs to be cleansed so that the water flowing from it is pure and refreshing. The purpose that calls you requires you to have a light heart, ready to love and serve from a place of total self-respect and integrity. You are a woman with an old soul who has rediscovered your spiritual youth through healing and conscious transformation. Feel the vibration of peace emanating from this reconciliation and understand that the universe loves you exactly as you are in all your phases and discoveries. Purpose is not a distant destination, but the way you choose to live your daily life after recovering your essence and your brilliance. Every small act of self-care is a brick in the construction of your new life, where emotional manipulation no longer has entry or a place. You are safe, embraced by the wisdom of the ages and the strength of your own consciousness that has awakened to the light of truth. Keep your focus on what brings you peace and joy, for it is in this fertile ground that your purpose will shine for all to see. Before delivering your purpose to you, the universe sharpens your perception, allowing you to see the invisible intentions hidden behind words and social appearances. Jung called this the development of psychological intuition, a vital tool for old souls who need to navigate a world full of egoic projections and illusions. You begin to perceive the toxic pattern even before it tries to approach, acting with a clarity that prevents your energy from being drained again. This vision beyond the veil is what ensures that your purpose is built with people who vibrate at the same frequency of integrity and truth. You have learned that not everyone who smiles at you desires your light, and this wisdom is your greatest shield. Refining your perception requires you to trust your silent strength and the signals your body sends when something is not aligned with your essence. The universe puts you in testing situations to see if you still ignore your instincts in favor of logic or the desire to be kind to those who disrespect you. Ancient souls need to be masters of discernment, separating the wheat from the chaff with the precision of someone who has lived 1,000 stories and knows all the endings. Every time you listen to your intuition and remove yourself from a stressful situation, you strengthen the muscle of your inner authority and your spiritual maturity. You are being prepared to be a guardian of consciousness, and this requires your vision to be clear and free from any self-deception. This new perspective also allows you to see the potential for purpose in every challenge, transforming obstacles into portals to a deeper understanding of life and being. You stop asking yourself, "Why is this happening to me?" and start questioning, "What does the universe want me to learn through this experience?" This shift in perspective is what transmutes pain into wisdom, allowing your reconstruction to be built on foundations of emotional intelligence and absolute clarity. The universe gifts you with the ability to see the sacred in everyday life, realizing that your purpose is already operating in every small conscious choice you make today. You are becoming a translator of the mysteries of the soul, ready to speak the language of the awakened heart. Jung stated that true perception only occurs when we remove the lenses of our own complexes and fears, looking at the world with the purity of an integrated soul. You have cleansed your gaze through forgiveness and acceptance, allowing reality to manifest before you without the filters of bitterness or victimization. The universe now entrusts you with secrets that only ancient souls can understand, for your purpose is linked to the healing of the collective through your individual transformation. You realize that your sensitivity is not a flaw, but a superpower that allows you to feel the beat of life in all its forms and colors. Your path is illuminated by the light of truth, and your purpose will shine with the strength of 1,000 suns when the veil falls completely. Keep your heart vigilant and your mind at peace, knowing that you are being protected by forces that your rational mind cannot yet fully explain. The universe is preparing you to be a channel of clarity in a world that often prefers the shadows of confusion and emotional and mental manipulation. You are living proof that the ancient soul survives all adversities to flourish at the exact moment when its light is most needed for the whole. Your purpose is a gift you give yourself by choosing to live with complete self-respect and connection to your higher and divine self. Proceed with confidence, for the vision you have acquired is the infallible map for the manifestation of your glorious and peaceful destiny. The purpose of an old soul demands the sacrifice of the petty desires of the small ego in favor of the higher will of the self and the universe. Jung explained that the ego wants security, control, and applause, while the soul seeks expansion, truth, and service to the growth of collective and individual consciousness. Before manifesting your mission, the universe invites you to let go of control and trust the flow of life, even when the path seems uncertain or lonely. This letting go is what allows the hands of the divine to work through you, bringing opportunities and synchronicities that your personal effort could never achieve alone. You are learning the art of conscious surrender, where your strength comes not from struggle, but from your total attunement with the cosmic order. This surrender to the flow requires you to heal the need to be understood or validated by those who still operate from toxic patterns or a lack of empathy. The universe teaches you that your purpose doesn't need external permission to exist, as it is a seed planted by the hand of God in your ancient heart. When you stop spending energy trying to convince others of your worth, you recover all that vital force to focus on your reconstruction and your peace. The purpose of an ancient soul is often misunderstood by the masses, but it resonates deeply with those who are ready for the awakening of consciousness. You are being prepared to be a silent leader, whose authority emanates from your integrity and not from your loud voice or external authority. The sacrifice of the ego also involves healing vanity and the desire to be seen as special, allowing you to be simply a humble channel for universal wisdom. The universe shows you that true greatness lies in serving the truth, even when it requires you to walk paths that no one else is willing to tread today. Your reconstruction is a process of simplification, where you remove the superfluous so that the essential shines with a light that does not tire and does not dazzle the vision of others. You discover that purpose is not something you do, but something you are, while living your life with total presence and conscious self-respect. The flow of life takes you exactly where your energy is needed, without you having to force doors or manipulate circumstances. Jung said that the man who does not traverse the hell of his own passions and fears can never achieve the peace of his sovereign spiritual center. You have crossed the desert of emotional manipulation and emerged with the clarity of one who knows that nothing external can definitively fill or destroy you. The universe now clothes you in the armor of faith and with the sword of truth, preparing you to manifest the purpose that was designed even before time. Your surrender to the flow is what allows the magic of synchronicities to happen, bringing the right people and resources to your journey of true transformation. You are a woman of ancient soul, and your surrender to the self is what guarantees the glorious manifestation of your mission of light. Feel the lightness that comes from no longer having to fight against destiny, but rather dancing with it in a choreography of trust and love for human existence. The universe is preparing you to be an example of peace in a world living in conflict, showing that reconstruction is possible through surrender and healing. Your purpose will shine the moment you stop searching for it and begin to live it in every gesture of affection for yourself and for the life around you. You are safe, embraced by the eternal flow that governs all and heals all when we allow the light of consciousness to enter our being. Keep your heart in silent prayer of gratitude, for the best of your story is being written by the hands of divine wisdom itself. Before delivering your purpose, The universe demands that you reclaim your personal power, which has been left in the hands of others through emotional manipulation. Jung believed that our vital energy is often hijacked by unconscious complexes and draining relationships that diminish our ability to act with sovereignty. The restitution process occurs when you decide that no one else has the right to dictate what you should feel, think, or how you should act in your own life. The universe presents you with situations where you must use your voice of truth to establish clear boundaries and definitively declare your emotional independence. This reclaiming of power is what ensures that your purpose is built on the firm ground of your own self-respect and integrity. The voice of truth from an old soul doesn't need to shout to be heard, for it carries the authority of one who has already faced their own shadow and has nothing left to hide. The universe teaches you that your word has the power of creation and healing, and that you should only use it for what is noble, true, and essential to your path. Every time you stand against a toxic pattern, you recover a fragment of your soul that was lost in the fog of doubt and old mental confusion. Your reconstruction is an act of psychic sovereignty, where you reassume the throne of your life and decide the course of your story with total freedom and peace. You are being prepared to speak truths that the world needs to hear, and this requires that your voice be clear and free from any bitterness or resentment. The restoration of personal power involves healing the need to be loved by everyone, allowing you to be true only to your own conscience and your higher self. The universe shows you that the disapproval of others is a small price to pay for the freedom to be yourself in all your fullness and brilliance. Old souls need to be unwavering in their truth, serving as points of reference for those still lost in the illusions of ego and manipulation. Your purpose demands that you be a leader of yourself first, governing your emotions with the wisdom of a queen who knows her intrinsic worth. You are learning that your power does not come from dominating others, but from absolute mastery over your own reactions and choices. Jung stated that the true strength of a human being lies in their ability to remain whole in the face of external pressures that attempt to mold their original personality. You resisted the pressure of devaluation and lack of empathy, keeping the flame of your essence burning even in moments of greatest darkness and emotional loneliness. The universe now returns to you clear vision and the breath of life, offering new opportunities and encounters that celebrate your strength and your conscious reconstruction. Your purpose will manifest through your authentic speech, inspiring others to seek their own liberation and their own path of light and absolute truth. You are a woman of ancient soul, and your voice is the echo of eternal wisdom that now finds a pure channel within you. Keep your mind focused on your sovereignty and your heart open to the inspiration that purpose will bring to your new reality of peace. The universe is preparing you to be a guardian of truth in a world that often prefers the shadows of convenience and social and emotional deceit. You are proof that personal power can be reclaimed through healing and awakening consciousness to the divine and sovereign feminine. Your purpose will shine with the strength of your integrity, transforming the reality around you through your mere presence of clarity and self-respect. Proceed with courage, for your voice of truth is the melody the universe wants to sing through you to heal the wounded world. The final phase before the delivery of purpose is the integration of all the lessons learned in the fire of transformation and deep, real emotional maturation. Jung called this conjunctio, the sacred union of inner polarities, where pain and joy, strength and sweetness merge into a total and complete human being. You are no longer a collection of wounded fragments, but a whole woman who understands the hidden meaning of each chapter of her life story and overcoming. The universe observes your balance, checking if you can already maintain your peace, even in the face of memories of manipulation or past toxic experiences. In this phase of fulfillment, Subscribe to the channel to continue nourishing your soul with the wisdom that sustains your new horizon of purpose. The manifestation of destiny is not an explosive event, but a gentle blossoming of one who has stopped fighting against life and has begun to consciously collaborate with it. Your purpose is revealed in small things, in the wise advice you give, in the boundaries you lovingly set, and in the way you care for your inner sanctuary. The universe opens the floodgates of abundance for the ancient soul that has learned the lesson of gratitude and non-negotiable self-respect in all spheres. Your reconstruction is complete on the spiritual plane, and now the physical world begins to reorganize itself to reflect the new order of peace you have established within yourself. You are a channel of healing, and your destiny is to be a beacon of consciousness for all who seek the truth. The purpose of an old soul demands that you maintain your connection with the divine at all hours of the day, acting as a translator of eternal wisdom into everyday language. The universe entrusts you with missions that others could not carry, for you possess the resilience of one who has already crossed hell and returned with flowers of peace in their hands. Your clarity is now your greatest asset, allowing you to navigate any toxic situation with the elegance of one who is no longer touched by the shadow of others. You are learning that your purpose is not something you seek, but something that finds you when you finally become visible to your own higher self. The manifestation of your destiny is the reward for your unwavering loyalty to your own soul and your awakening of light. Jung said that the secret of life is to find our own unique inner music and dance to its rhythm, without worrying about the noise of the crowd. You found your music in the silence of your healing, and now the universe invites you to the great dance of manifesting your higher and divine purpose. What the universe does with women like you is ensure that your success is not just material, but a profound fulfillment that fills all the voids in your human existence. Your reconstruction is proof that the light of consciousness heals all the marks of manipulation and restores the joy of living in total freedom and self-respect. You are a woman of ancient soul, and your destiny is to shine with the intensity of a sun that never sets for the awakened heart. Feel the security of being at home within yourself and understand that the universe has prepared you for this exact moment of glory and absolute inner peace. The purpose that dwells within you is a flame that warms without burning, illuminating your path and that of all who are fortunate enough to cross your luminous trajectory. You are no longer afraid of the future, for your past has been transformed into wisdom, and your present is a constant prayer of gratitude for life and for being. Your ancient soul's journey is a testament to the strength of conscious reconstruction and the beauty of those who have chosen truth above all illusory things. Keep your light burning, for the manifestation of your destiny is the beginning of a new and eternal cycle of light and shared purpose. The triumph of consciousness is the stage where you realize that every pain, every abandonment, and every manipulation were, in fact, stepping stones in your spiritual and human ascension. Old souls are not spared suffering, but they are endowed with the capacity to transform it into a legacy of peace for the world and for future generations. Jung stated that the conscious individual is the greatest force for transformation in society because their mere presence alters the energy field around them in a positive way. The universe now delivers your purpose to you as a tool of service and love, knowing that you will honor it with the integrity of one who knows the price of freedom. You are the triumph of life over the shadow, the manifestation of light that cannot be extinguished by any toxic pattern or lack of empathy. Your purpose now unfolds in 1,000 ways, touching lives in ways you never imagined, through your clarity, your sweetness, and your unwavering firmness. The universe prepared you to be a guardian of truth, someone who is not seduced by the lies of the ego and who values the real connection between awakened human beings. Your reconstruction is a living example for other women that it is indeed possible to be reborn after an experience of emotional manipulation and find total and absolute fulfillment. You no longer hold grudges because you understood that even your adversaries were fundamental pieces on the chessboard of your evolution and spiritual maturation. Your peace is your greatest treasure, and your legacy is the trail of light you leave behind with each conscious step you take. Jung saw in the old age of the soul the greatest opportunity to manifest the divine on earth, acting as a link between the heaven of consciousness and the earth of everyday, practical reality. You now inhabit this bridge, living with your feet firmly on the ground of responsibility and your mind in the heaven of inspiration and higher, divine purpose. The universe gave you your purpose only after being certain that you would not use your power to dominate, but to liberate and heal through self-respect and truth. Your ancient soul's journey is now in its harvest phase, where each seed of pain planted in the past blossoms into a tree of wisdom that offers shade and fruit to many. You are in harmony with the laws of life, and your destiny is to continue shining with the silent strength of one who has found themselves. Remain steadfast in your purpose, knowing that you are protected by a legion of consciousness that celebrates your victory over the illusions of the past and the shadows. What the universe has done for you is the greatest act of love a human being can receive. Rigorous preparation for a life full of meaning and unwavering inner peace. Your reconstruction is the work of art you present to the world, a sculpture of resilience and light that inspires the awakening of other ancient souls around the globe. Your purpose will shine for generations, for it is not based on fleeting things, but on the eternal rock of truth and connection with the higher self. You are a woman of ancient soul, and your triumph is proof that love and consciousness always find their way back home. Celebrate your new life with the joy of knowing that the best part of your story began the moment you decided that your purpose was your sacred priority. The universe embraces you and says, "Welcome back to your true home, where your light is celebrated and your wisdom guides all your luminous steps. There is nothing more to fear, for you have become the very light that dispels the darkness and creates a new horizon of peace for yourself and others. Your journey is sacred, your purpose is divine, and your value is infinite in the eyes of the eternal wisdom that governs and heals all. Shine with all your intensity, for you are the purpose of the universe manifested in a woman with an ancient soul, conscious of her glory.